Well, good morning, everyone. I have Lisa Schilling Thompson with us today. Confession, I have known Lisa for a number of years, probably in the vicinity of five-ish, or thereabouts. So this is not our first rodeo, as they may say. But I've asked Lisa to join us and share her journey and things that she's learned, because she's one of these crazy entrepreneurs who's decided to start a new business in the middle of a pandemic. And I thought just the balls that this woman has, it's worth us taking a few minutes to talk to her. So welcome, Lisa, and would you mind telling us about your business, please?
Hi, Chris. Thank you for inviting me to do this. Creative Business Development Sydney, or CBD Sydney as I like to call it, has been a business that I've started from a position of losing my job because of COVID. There not being a lot of jobs out there. But CBD Sydney is basically taking my current skill set, which has been the last 15 years in FMCG, and pretty
Which
much
is fast-moving consumer goods for people who aren't in our loop.
Exactly. And basically becoming a freelance consulting or contract person to service that industry. So pretty much what my focus is to build and grow business. Now, how that's done, that could be from account management, channel development, customer development, and also I've upskilled to do social media marketing. What I'm presenting to business is that without the necessary need to have the resources to employ a full-time person for a specific job, they can come to me, and I can do that with a specific time in mind, with a specific budget for a specific purpose.
Yeah,
so
and using your skill set that you've fine-tuned for 15 years.
Exactly. So instead of having to go and employ a national account manager, business can come to me and say, Lisa, what we want to do is develop. It could be a channel-specific job. It could be a customer that they're trying to get their products into. Say they want to arrange a protein bar in 7-Eleven, and they don't have the contacts. I can come on board and basically do that for them with a specific budget and a specific time frame in mind. So my services are going to be available not just to FMCG. My passion is local business. So I want to work quite closely with small business, particularly in my local area, but also any business that needs a hand to get more customers through their door. They want to reach out and build more customer bases for their business, whether it's product or service driven. So the big business, but also the smaller businesses in my local area to start with. I will be affordable to them. They can employ me by the day, or they can employ me by the hour, basically, to work with them.
Interesting that. And since we're all doing a lot more remotely and outsourcing, there's sites like Fiverr and Freelancer, which I use, that I don't even think were around 4 years ago, but you're tapping into a conversation that's definitely happening, Lisa. So well done. It's when I was doing marketing, one of the things that I still do marketing, when that was all I did, I was taught that hitch your wagon to something that's growing. Don't hitch your wagon to something that's dying. So if you were positioning yourself as the go-to person for video stores, that's going to go. Maybe not. So congratulations. So if I can just ask you specifically, who's your ideal client? So what I mean by that, I call it your target market. So you describe geographically what these people look, but who is your target? The people that you love to work with the most, or will love to work with the most?
So there's 3 areas that I'm sort of targeting. Obviously FMCG, because I have worked in that industry for the past 15 years. The other sector I'll be targeting.
So in that then, Lisa, are we talking about mum and dad developers, or are we talking about businesses that would normally service markets and have got a new product they're trying to develop?
Yeah, so companies that within FMCG, that they may be mum and dad Australian startups who want to break into, they've got products that they've developed and worked on, and they want to try and get ranging in Coles or Woolies or IGA, right through to the small business, to the mid-size, to the larger business. I want to be accessible to pretty much anyone who needs my services, but would not have the resources to employ a national account manager or a key account manager, but they're wanting to take their products to the Australian market, grocery market, or it might be PNC as such. So yeah, I really want to work hands-on with small business to give them the opportunities that all the multinationals have, but they, as you can appreciate with your background in grocery, Chris, it's a minefield of how I've got a product. What are the steps that I go to get it? How do I start? How do I reach out? What do I need to do to get my product on the shelf of a Coles or a Woolies? So I want to be that person that can show them the way and take them there.
And you really like startups.
I love startups. Yeah, absolutely.
Good on you.
So just guiding them along. But also local business, that I want to work to maybe manage and develop their digital footprint. So with the circumstances we're in at the moment, that they may need to take their service or product online because their doors are shut, and that's the only way for them to get their product to consumers. So I can take them through that journey as well.
Good.
So that's the goal with those markets.
Lisa, CV19 has obviously changed your direction. So you're an employee, and now you're working for a decade, and now you want to work for yourself.
Yes.
But what have you been working on during that journey? I'm really interested the things that you were doing, finishing work to launching.
So pretty much like most Australian families, working remotely, homeschooling remotely at the same time. My position finished middle of June. So once that finished, I had started since March. I'd had an inkling that something was going to happen.
So you had an idea?
I had an idea. So I started studying and upskilling for the social media marketing back in early April. I thought, well, I need to put another feather in my cap to broaden what I can offer to potential clients. And I thought, well, everybody's going online. Digital footprint is essential for a business today. And I knew a bit, but I didn't know enough. So I wanted to study and learn the digital marketing to be able to then pass that information on to future clients. Simultaneously, obviously, then I was doing an enormous amount of research. Were there businesses out there like I was thinking about to offer clients those services? So I, basically sat down and brainstormed what my skills are, what services could I offer to customers or to clients, and do that in a freelance consulting way. So it's been many a long night with a glass of red.
Normally sorts everything out.
Yeah, exactly. Just brainstorming and pretty much.
And who was that, with your husband?
Oh, look, with my husband, with a couple of mentors, with a couple of people I trust that have very good, have their own businesses as well, and just bouncing ideas back and forth. Everything from the name of the business to how do you think this would work? How does this translate to a business idea that I can actually, move forward with? So there was lots of bouncing of ideas and discussions that with people I trusted to be able to get some great feedback. Then it was once deciding on the business name going forward to then design business cards and business band, all those
all that fun
things
stuff
that you need to let people know.
It's a great mindset when you get into doing that, because it's then not just an idea. This is real.
Yes.
This is real.
And I have to tell you, I've had many a moment where the fear bubbles up and I go, what are you doing? And you've got to sort of just fake it till you make it, because if you let that fear bubble up, it can actually completely destroy your confidence and set you back, because you're stepping into not only...
If I can just pause just there for a second, Lisa, because I want everyone to just hear what you said. If they're in that position that you're in, you're going to face the fear.
Yes.
But if you know what you want to achieve, you've done the homework, then you can overcome that fear.
Yes.
If the fear would have happened probably earlier in the journey, you might not have started it.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's important to have a plan to not only overcome a fear, a plan to overcome a fear. What are you going to do? I'm just going to stare it down because I know I've just got to get over this stuff. I can't let it beat me.
Yeah, it is. Because we're in an environment with COVID-19 that you're hearing businesses are going under, people are losing their jobs, and hang on, here you are, this one person going, I'm going to do the complete opposite and start a business.
Well, I've interviewed a few people who have done exactly that, Lisa, bought out their competitors, created something new, an annex that they never had before. So, I think it's just really important. Lisa faced fear. She had a strategy as far as she knew what she wanted to achieve, had done the research and had validation that it's the right thing to do. So she stared it down and said, I'm just still going to do it. But it's scary. It's
pretty much. And look, honestly, you don't want to put any sort of fake information out there. It's still scary. But I think when you just move forward every day and allocate time to that business and doing what you need to do step by step by step, then the confidence builds that you're doing the right thing. And everything from setting up your social media accounts and developing your website, and just one thing at a time.
Some really interesting two questions for you. They're the last two, Lisa, and if I could ask you to think of maybe not just about your current 2 months, because that's a very narrow, but all that years of experience that you've had. They say if smart people learn from their mistakes. So what is the things that you've learned?
I think with that question, Chris, thinking about the last 15 years, I don't think that I had a clear career path for myself in place, which you could say today it doesn't really matter. But I think if I had more clarity and having a vision of where I would be, like a plan for myself. Businesses, you say you have a 1, 3, 5-year business plan, but a lot of us make the mistake of not having that plan for ourselves, and I was one of them. I didn't have the visibility or the understanding to give myself a very clear path on where I wanted to be and the direction I wanted to be in, even within FMCG. And I think alongside that, hand in hand, was to maintain and keep educating myself along to the ends of that path, so I could achieve the goals that I wanted to achieve. I suppose you did the normal business development courses with different companies you work with, but I think as individuals, I think it's really important for us to take ownership and responsibility for our own ongoing education outside of the workplace.
You are your own brand after all.
Absolutely. And you don't have to have your own business to achieve that at all. And I wish I had the hindsight to have understood how important that would have been for me. So I'm learning it quite late in life, but I'm definitely taking it the bull
Better
by
to
the
learn it
horns
late in life
now.
than never learning it.
Exactly, exactly.
Things that I continue to learn at 60 is incredible.
Exactly. You know,
And
so
it's not a wrong time. This is just the
it's
time.
the
It's the right
time.
time.
Exactly, yeah. And I suppose one more thing that I've definitely
Yep.
learnt is to be very selective with the people I align myself with, people that I can trust, whether they're mentors or whether they're co-workers or people within my industry that that build you up and build your confidence up, because as you could probably know, there's that's all right. There's a lot of people within certain industries, and particularly FMCG, that it's a very competitive employee market. They're not necessarily, people that are going to have your best interests at heart. So I think it's important to align yourself with like-minded people, which I have done more and more over the past years. But when I was younger, I didn't understand the importance of having some great mentors and people on my side that would build me up, not tear me down. So that, to me, that's a big one for young people, if to do that with older people in the industry.
Great advice. There's three key things there, and I'll make sure I summarise them in the show notes. But so the last question I have for you, Lisa, that one was, what mistakes would smart people learn from their mistakes? This next question is, wiser people learn from others' mistakes. So it's best if you don't have to make them, in other words, learn from somebody else's.
I think for me, having these so many years within one industry, it's very important that we learn to work to live, not live to work, and maintaining that life balance. I've seen and worked with a lot of people that have just literally thrown themselves into their jobs, and there's sacrifice that goes with that, sacrifice with personal health and lifestyle, sacrifice not spending enough time with your children. At the end of the day, a job is a job, and to most larger companies, the appreciation level is there while you're performing, but at the end of the day, you have one life and you've got to give the most you can to that life.
Great takeaway.
Another big one is maintaining self-belief for me. I've seen many people crash and burn over the years that have allowed others' criticism of their work or criticism of who they are to completely destroy their self-confidence, and they lose that self-belief platform for themselves. So that goes hand in hand with trusting yourself and trusting your intuition within work, making right decisions based upon what's good for yourself too. A big one that I've seen, and I've been blessed to have been around some amazing people within the industry, is giving back to others, mentoring younger people when you can, and learning to ask for help is a big one. I very much was a person that I struggled to ask for help because I saw it as a weakness, not a strength.
I can echo that.
And we get a bit controlling, and we don't want people to see that we have a weakness, but it's not a weakness. It's a strength to throw your hand up and go, I need help. And I've had some amazing people show me how much that is a strength to ask for help. And you know what? Be myself, be Lisa. That's all I am. Don't try and be anybody else. Don't try and fit into the shoes of someone who you think you need to be or should be. Be who you are, because being genuine and being honest and how you embrace and give your best of yourself to not just your family and to friends, but the people you work with. Just be honest and be true to who you are.
Well, you'll find on your journey, Lisa, if you can document what you've just told us today and implement that in your communications, and that's communicating trust. That's what you're showing, vulnerability.
Absolutely.
And you're going, this is me, and I'm not here for everybody. I am here for people who this resonates with, my business resonates with, and we can't be everything to everybody. There's no business that is everything to everybody. No. But when you can communicate that level of trust, then the people that you're meant to work with will hear your message.
Yes.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
The antenna will come up and they'll go, she's the person that we need, because her values are the same as mine, or what she said joins the conversation that I'm having in my head right now. Yeah. So they are great lessons. There's 6 keys that you gave us then, Lisa, out of those 2 questions, and they are gold. You've got to go out and find new customers to go and love. So look, I can't thank you enough today. One of the biggest learnings that I had from leaving corporate Australia to running my own company was that of mindset. You touched on it, and I just wrote a letter to Mark Burris 5 minutes ago, and in that letter I echoed the same, which was I admit I had a scarcity mindset. I didn't really want to share something with a colleague because that would make them have more value than me.
Yes.
But now, as a business owner, that's completely opposite. I want people like you to share. I want to share, and I want the people that I associate with to also have look. There's enough for everybody to go around. Exactly. You don't have to have a scarcity mindset. Yep. And it adds to the quality of your life because you're giving back. You're just giving.
Absolutely. And I think, Chris, on every level, like you said, it's not just in business, but it's on every level. Like attracts like. And I'm bursting at the seams to want to share my knowledge with others. And if I can take a small, just as an example, a small family startup that have worked to develop something, and if I can take them on that journey to success, then I'm glowing. My heart is bursting. I want to work with others to keep their doors open, to build their businesses, for them to have success, because then that means that the path that I am on right now is the path of success for those around me and those near and dear to me as well. And that's all that matters to me these days.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I'll make sure that in the comment section I put your contact details, so if anyone reads this or listens to it, I won't be reading it, they know how to connect with you and say hello and take that. I can't thank you for being so honest and sharing today. There were some real gold nuggets that you dropped there, and thank you for being my friend.
Thanks, Chris. Great to see you again.
Bye-bye.
Chat soon. Bye.